Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a great day. So for today's video I'm going to be recreating this really pretty Christmassy old vintage Hollywood kind of look. This is really nice for Christmas because it's quite golden and the red lips, and I really like it because it's quite a tanned and glamorous look. But it doesn't take too much to do, which I really love. Just a few notes. I have changed my background. Yay! I was getting really bored of the dark purple background. It didn't look very nice in my opinion. It doesn't really reflect me either. Like, it was quite dark and purple and dingy, but I'm not like that. I'm quite a happy person, quite bubbly, and I love girly things. So I've got a nice shimmery pink background with some nice twinkle lights. I bought extra twinkle lights as well, so we've got yellow twinkle lights and white twinkle lights. So I'm really quite loving my new background at the minute. It's still got the ruffles in it, which I don't mind, but can't win them all, can we? And another point is we hit 100 subscribers a couple of weeks ago, which I'm so thankful for. I haven't actually filmed a video in about a month and a half, so the videos that have gone up recently are all pre-filmed because I was on holiday and I was just at work all the time and I was really busy. So now I am back in front of the camera, I'm filming again. It's been a long time, but I'm really excited to do it, and I really love the comeback makeup look that I did. I really hope you enjoyed this makeup look. Please continue watching if you want to see how I did this and what products I used. I will list everything that I used down below, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So first product I'm going to be using is this NYX Angel Veil primer. This is going to go all over my face. And just around my nose and my cheeks, I'm going to be using a bit of Benefit PoreFessional, just because I have quite enlarged pores there and I want to get rid of them. For my foundation, I'm going to be using the Collection Illuminating Touch Foundation. I'm going to spray a bit on the back of my hand. And with my damp beauty sponge, I'm going to be applying this all over my face. With this makeup look, I do want it to be quite illuminating and dewy and healthy looking. So I'm not going to be doing too much of like mattifying products. I want to keep them all quite hydrating products. So next, for a little bit of contour, I'm going to be using this cream contour by Fenty Beauty. It's in the shade Amber. It's the Match Stix, and I'm just going to apply it quite lightly where I would normally contour. And I'm going to be using this BH Cosmetics brush. It's like a flat buffing brush, I think it is, and it's just the number 3, and I'm just going to be blending that out. And then with this Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush, it's just a really densely packed, thick buffing type brush. I'm just going to blend the contour in the smaller areas, like around my nose and my lips. And then just pat it down to smooth out the edges with my beauty sponge. Next, I'm going to be doing a little bit of colour correcting. Now I have this Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer by LA Girl, but it's quite a yellow toned one. I'm just going to use a tiny bit of this just to brighten up my inner corners of my eyes because they're a bit dark and I want them to be a bit more brighter. I'm going to blend that in with my beauty sponge. You see how that's really brightened up my eye area and gotten rid of these dark circles. Nobody wants dark circles. With the same thing, I'm just going to do a little bit on my nose and my cupid's bow, and then using this same sponge, just blend them out a bit. Now for the horrible little spots all over my face, I'm going to be using a little bit more of a high coverage concealer. I'm going to be using this Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. This is one of my favourite ever concealers. I'll also put a little bit of this underneath that cheek contour just to sharpen it up a bit. And then using the same sponge again, I'm just going to blend all of this out. Now I'm going to do a little bit of baking where I have put this concealer, and I'm going to be using the original RCMA No Colour powder. I'm just going to pour a bit of it into the little cap. And then using the beauty sponge, I'm going to dip into that and then set wherever I've put the concealer. If you ever do baking on your face, do not wear a black shirt. Stupid. Oh. So with the baking, I also put a bit on my nose because I get quite oily throughout the day on my T-zone area, and I also did it on these crease lines here because when I smile, I get the little lines on my face. So by baking it, you will prevent the creasing of your foundation for much, much longer. And I only did quite light baking on my face because I don't want my face to be completely matte. I still want it to have a little bit of luminosity and a bit of the healthiness and the glow to it. I don't want it to be completely matte caked on. I didn't put it everywhere, let's just say. Now for my everywhere face setting powder, I'm going to be using the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot powder. I'm just going to put a real light dusting of this all around my face. Now to let the bake set that little bit more, I'm going to move on to my eyebrows. So firstly, I just want to brush through my eyebrows. So for my eyebrows today, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. little duo in the shade Dark. Looks like this. You have a darker wax and a lighter powder, and I'm going to be using this number 11 small angled brush to do my eyebrows with. So firstly, I'm going to go in with the wax. This wax is going to go on the outer 2/3 of my eyebrow, and then the powder is going to go everywhere else, and to set down the wax a bit more as well. So the eyebrow wax is on. It's looking very dark at the minute, but I kind of like it. It matches my hair. I'm just going to get the spoolie again and just comb through the wax just to make sure there's no clumps and bumps and stuff like that. Okay, and then with the same brush and the same little duo, I'm going to go into the powder, and this will set the wax down. The last final little step for my eyebrows, I know it's a lot for eyebrows, but what a thing for eyebrows. I'm going to be using this Essence Make Me Brow just to set everything in place, all the hairs and everything. It's time to dust off this bake, so I'm going to be using the same powder brush that I used for the rest of my face, but I'm going to be using this Essence Strobing highlighter. This isn't a strobing highlighter at all. It's, you know, barely there really, but it's a really nice face powder for dusting off bake because it gives a little bit of luminosity back to the skin so it isn't so matte. I'm going to take a little bit of this on my brush, kick off the excess, and then just dust around my face with this. So if you can see now, my face doesn't really look like a really matte canvas. It looks nice and healthy, and as I move, you can see like there's this nice little glow all over my face. Now if you really like the really matte look, then don't do this step, but I'm kind of swerving away from the really matte look, and I'm kind of really starting to enjoy the nice glowy, healthy, dewy, younger looking skin. I mean, I'm not old, but my skin is starting to get a bit more drier as I age. I still get the odd oily bits around my T-zone every now and again, especially my nose area and my chin and this bit here of my forehead, but the rest of my face is quite dry, so I'm really starting to incorporate a bit more luminosity and healthiness to my makeup. So that's a really good tip if you want a bit more healthy but you want to bake. So next we're going to do a little bit of bronzing, and I'm going to be using this Essence Luminous Matte Bronzing Powder for darker skin, but it's not really that dark, so it's quite nice for my skin, but you have to be quite careful with this because it can make you look rather orange if you put a bit too much on. And to put that on, I'm just going to be using this BH Cosmetics number 2 brush, and I'm just going to dust this in the places that the sun would naturally tan your face, basically. I like having a really bronzed face because it reminds me of summer, and even in the winter for this Christmassy look, we still want a bit of bronze in summer. And I always put a bit down my neck so it sort of matches my face, because I'm a very, very pale person. Next, we're going to do a little bit of blush. So for blush, I'm going to be using this Frat Boy blush by the Balm. It looks like this. It's a very peachy pinky, very natural, sort of healthy looking blush. And I'm going to be using this Real Techniques blush brush. I always like to put a little bit of bronzer and blush on the tip of my nose and a little bit maybe on my chin, just because it makes me feel a bit more healthier. I'm just going to prep my lips for lipstick, so I'm just going to use this Baby Lips lip balm thing by Maybelline. Next, I'm going to do a bit of highlighter. I'm going to use this Mary Luminizer by the Balm. I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics number 4 brush. It's kind of like a little domed, dense kind of brush. And I'm really, really lightly going to put this on. Really light-handedly. Okay, so next I think we're going to do some eyes. And for my eyeshadow primer, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So for my eye look, I think I'm going to be doing a sort of brown smoky eye, but then at the end putting, I don't know if it's going to be a little bit or a lot of gold shimmers in. The palettes I'm going to be using to create this look are the Zoeva Cocoa Blend palette and the Zoeva Rose Gold palette. So this is the Cocoa Blend and this is the Rose Gold. So for the first colour, I'm going to be using this BH Cosmetics number 6 brush, and I'm going to be going into this shade here, which is called Luster. It's just like a really light brown colour, and this is going to go everywhere. Okay, so for the next shade, we're going to use the same brush, but I'm going to go in with the Cocoa Blend palette, and we're going to be using the shade Substitute for Love, which is a slightly darker, a bit more terracotta-y kind of colour, and this is going to go into the crease area. And when you think that's blended enough, I'm going to go into this shade here, which is called Freshly Toasted, and this is a much darker, much more brown, terracotta rich colour, and this is going to go in exactly the same place, mostly on the outer half of your eye though. Taking this much fluffier number 5 BH Cosmetics brush with nothing on, I'm just going to buff this colour a bit more so it's a bit more blended on the outer side. Now once that is all blended, I'm going to take this teeny tiny little pencil brush. It's the number 10 by BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to go into this black shade. It's called Beans Are White. Yeah, I'm just going to go into the black shade, just on the tip of the brush, and this is going to go in the very, very outer corner. Right into the crease. Leave it like that, and then taking the first buffing brush, the number 6, I'm going to buff that in a bit. That's going to give some depth to the eyes. Okay, and that's the eyeshadow so far. So next we're going to go in with this e.l.f. Molten Liquid Eyeshadow. It's in a really nice gold colour, and this is going to give us a slightly tacky shimmery base for the other gold eyeshadow we're going to be using in a second. So I'm just going to apply this straight from the applicator onto my eyelid. Now if you didn't want the eye look that intense, you can just leave it like this, or don't even bother putting this on and just go straight in with the gold eyeshadow. But I'm going to put a bit of gold eyeshadow on over the top. For the shade, I'm going to be using this one called Foil in the Rose Gold palette on this really flat, dense number 7 brush by BH Cosmetics. And this is just going to go directly on the lid. And then finally going back in with the smaller buffing brush and that deep terracotta shade we had earlier, I'm just going to put a little bit on the tip of the brush, tap it off, and then just buff in the lines for this foiled eyeshadow. And again with this little pencil brush, I'm going to go into the second shade with the little pencil brush, and this is going to go on the lower lash line. And that's the eyeshadow look done. I really like this sort of look because it really makes my eyes pop. Now you can, if you want, put a little bit of black eyeliner on, but I don't want to because I feel like when you put the black eyeliner on, it covers up the colour of your eyes. and like covers up all the work that you've just done. So I'm just going to go for lashes now. So I've got two mascaras that I want to put on. I don't want to put false eyelashes on because one, don't know how, and two, on Christmas Day you don't really want to be faffing around with false eyelashes, so mascara will do it. So the first mascara I'm going to be putting on is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So that's the Better Than Sex mascara, and the second mascara I'm going to be putting on is this Essence The False Lashes mascara. I'm going to put a quick coat of this on. I'm going to let this dry now, and then after it's dried down I'm going to be putting a second coat on. But while it's drying I'm going to be doing my lips, so I just need to wipe off this balm that I've had on my lip. Now you could probably wear a nude lipstick with this look if you really wanted to, or a brown, or you know, any sort of colour you really want, but because it's Christmas I want a red lip. So for lip liner I'm going to be using the Kylie Mary Jo K lip liner. And for lipstick itself, I'm going to be obviously using the Kylie liquid lipstick in Mary Jo K, which matches the lip liner. So using a liquid lipstick on Christmas Day is obviously a good idea because you're going to be eating a lot and you're going to be drinking a lot and you're going to be probably kissing people like your family and like wishing them a Merry Christmas and whatever. So a liquid lipstick is quite a good idea because it will last the longest. I do quite like the matte look, but I find these lipsticks to be quite drying, so I'm going to be using a gloss over the top. This is a really pretty deep red with a little bit of gold shimmer gloss. This is from Estee Lauder. That's really deepened up my lips and made them look really glossy. So lastly we're going to do one more quick coat of the Better Than Sex mascara, and then I think we'll be done. So this is the finished look. I'm going to give you a bit of a close-up so you can get a closer look at the makeup. So this makeup I feel is really nice for like a Christmas party. It's quite old Hollywood glam. It's really nice. It's not too in your face and doesn't take that long to do. My hair isn't cooperating. I really hope you have a good Christmas, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I have 100 followers now, which is absolutely amazing. I'm so thankful, so thank you for that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!